is Mike Davis, founder of the Article 3 Project and former clerk for Justice Gorsuch. Also with me is Saul Weisenberg, former deputy independent counsel and Fox News contributor. Mike, let's start with you. I want to get back to this judge in New York. I mean, I think he actually is doing the public a favor in a way, and maybe Trump, just revealing how biased not only he is, but this entire case being brought against President Trump. Because if it's covered at all, I think most people see what's going on here.
First, I want to commend Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. She filed an ethics complaint against this judge today because he is blatantly biased and he has horrific judicial temperament. And it's very clear that between this Democrat Attorney General Tish James and this Democrat Judge Ingraham, they are railroading President Trump in New York, and they're going to try to bankrupt him and destroy his business. And this is part of the Democrats' lawfare and election interference.
Now, Saul, you called the proceeding clownish. Explain that for us.
Well, the proceeding is clownish because the judge is a clown. He's obviously biased. Look, Laura, I want your viewers to understand this. This is the absolute truth. This case never would have even been brought against anybody other than Donald Trump. You have no victim. You have no loss. The loans were repaid. The banks never complained about any of this. It is an example. What they are doing to Trump is what they accused Trump for 4 years of wanting to do. They are doing totally political prosecutions. So I don't know what else can be said about it. It's truly outrageous.
Well, Mike, when you hear him quoting the perfect phone call, has nothing to do with the case. I mean, he was reaching for that. He was looking for a moment, I guess, to be quoted. He seems proud, totally proud of his bias against President Trump. And even the other day, he said, "I've heard enough from you. I've heard enough from the defendant." Okay, on the stand. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, this judge is a Democrat activist. He's a Democrat operative. So is his law clerk. This is outlined in Stefanik's complaint. This judge started these proceedings by grinning for the cameras. He ruled against President Trump, entered summary judgment against President Trump before the trial even began. He's holding this show trial, and he's clearly going to rule against President Trump. And unfortunately, it looks like these judges in New York, they're such Democrat operatives that it looks like the Supreme Court of the United States may have to step in because President Trump is getting railroaded.
Well, Saul, Letitia James feels the need to, as the prosecutor, walk out and make comments pretty much every day. I mean, you can kind of understand Trump doing it. The whole government's after him. But she goes out and she does her little speech. And so she decided to, kind of take after Ivanka this week. And she said she was clearly involved in negotiating and securing loans, favorable loans, for the benefit of the Trump organization, for Trump and her brothers and herself. Almost making the case now about Ivanka. I guess she wants the celebrity angle.
Totally inappropriate to do that to somebody who is only a witness. I can't stress enough how inappropriate it is. It's quite a circus, and she's gone well beyond Letitia James, well beyond fair comment or fair response to some of the things that former President Trump has said. And anybody who knows the legal system and is looking at this knows how ridiculous this is. Again, these are sophisticated banks that are the supposed victims here that never complained to anybody. They could have set any interest rate they wanted. That's one of her big theories, that he got a better interest rate because of supposedly false statements. These people aren't idiots. They could have charged him any interest rate they wanted to. Again, it's a farce.
Well, Mike, a question about what we learned today, that Judge Aileen Cannon, in another Trump case, denied his request to move that classified docs trial until after the 2024 election. But she did say she would reconsider the case schedule early next year. So I guess they can make, another motion? Or she's just going to reconsider the same motion early next year?
Well, I think it's going to depend on how quickly the Biden Justice Department can get President Trump the records that any defendant's entitled to have in a case. And remember, this is all part of Democrat lawfare against President Trump. They impeached him twice for nonsense. They indicted him 4 times for non-crimes. They're trying to bankrupt his business in New York, and now they're trying to throw a legal Hail Mary and just take him off the ballots. They fear that President Trump is going to beat Biden like a drum on November 5th, 2024, and they are doing anything they can to stop him.
All right, gentlemen, great to see both of you. Thanks so much. And the Democrats, they